Hey, what's up guys? I'm doing a review on the Kershaw Zing 1735. The one on the bottom here, the stainless steel, this is mine, and the orange one on top is on loan to me right now. I think that they're both pretty cool in their own ways, and they're great EDC knives. I love Kershaw. I think it's a great company, and I haven't done enough reviews on them yet, so I'm going to be getting more out in the future. But they make a lot of really high value knives, and some of their stuff's made in the USA, some of it's made in China, and this is a prime example. The top blade is made in the USA and the bottom one is Chinese produced. So what would you use this knife for? This would be an EDC knife without a doubt. It's got a 3-inch blade and the weight of both knives is around 3 ounces. You know, I think it would do really well at that actually. It's pretty much the perfect size, perfect weight for EDC. It's the kind of thing where you put it in the pocket and you kind of forget that you have it until you need it. And then it's big enough to have the capabilities to do what you need it to do basically. So I'm going to concentrate on the top knife because I think that that is definitely the nicer of the two and what I would, you know, be in a position to recommend more so. But there are some important differences that I think need to be talked about. So first of all, the handle on this one is a G10. It's quite, oh, you know what? It's not. It's they call it injection molded polyimide. I'm not sure how to say that. So I guess it's not G10 technically, but it feels like G10. The texturing is really excellent, and that orange color is absolutely beautiful. It's full Torx construction, so you can take this knife apart. It's not a flow-through design. It's partially flowing through, but if you needed to clean it really well, you would have to take it apart. So the handle is absolutely beautiful. I really like that. The pocket clip I think is a piece of crap, honestly. I hate the pocket clip. The other Zing here, I'll try to go, you know, I'll make it correspond as much as I can. So this handle is of course stainless steel. The pocket clip is pretty much the same, I think. It's actually different, but it's designed to look similar to the other one. Maybe it's just the polish that's different, maybe it's the steel, I'm not really sure, but it does look a little different. The size of the Kershaw logo I can tell is different, so they're not the same for sure. You can swap the pocket clip to either tip up or tip down. It comes tip down by default. And you can swap it to left-hand carry, tip up only on the stainless steel. Same thing with the with this one. What about the lock? The lock on the stainless steel is a frame lock. I'm not a huge fan of frame locks. I don't have a major problem with them, but I do prefer liner lock actually as a design. So that's what this one has here, is the liner lock. And you can see there full stainless steel liners inside the knife. They're partially milled out, but not completely. But that's okay because this knife is only 3 ounces, so it's not a deal breaker at all. And I guess it does offer a bit of strength, of course. In terms of deployment, you have two options. You have the flipper or the thumb stud, and I find in both knives they work well. I'm not a thumb stud guy. I do prefer spider holes, but I do appreciate good thumb studs when I can get them, and these are perfect examples of good thumb studs. I can operate this by flipper or by thumb stud on both designs with absolutely no problems. Nice and fast. Something important to consider is the stainless steel version, the Chinese one, is assisted opening. So you get that extra little kind of zing or whatever you want to call it when you're opening it. I've had some bad experiences actually with assisted opening knives, specifically Chinese produced assisted openers. They seem to break on me pretty often. And this is a little bit gritty. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it or not, but when you're closing it, it does sound, you can hear it kind of crunching in there. And I haven't taken the knife apart because honestly I don't care that much. I really don't carry this knife at all. It got sent back to me as a warranty replacement for the Kershaw Cryo, which was another stainless steel frame lock, Chinese produced Kershaw that broke on me, the assisted opening. So I would not be shocked at all if one day in the near future this one does the same thing. So what else can we talk about? The blade shape, I think that's pretty cool. I do like the blade shape on both of them. This is an R.J. Martin design, so I find that a lot of his designs kind of look similar. They're all like flippers for the most part. I may be off on that, but I had the Kershaw Chill as well for a while, and it was a flipper by R.J. Martin also. But the blade shape is really nice actually, and if you can see the blade on the orange thing here with that kind of, I don't know what you call that, like a frilled pattern, it's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen a knife with a pattern like that on it, and that's, I think, one of the huge features of this knife for sure. It's not a knife that you would want to beat up, that's for sure. On the other, on the stainless steel version, the blade shape is pretty much the same, I would say. But it doesn't have those cool frills on it. And also the printing is like a little bit different on this. I guess they're able to print on the blade because it doesn't have those that frilled design on it. So the blade material on the Chinese one is, of course, the 8CR13 MOV, our old friend. And I think that's a decent sort of entry-level blade steel. I've had good experience with it, especially on the Tenacious lineup and the bird knives from Spyderco. It's been very excellent, high-value steel. On the US produced, it's the Sandvik 14C28N. And I think that that's a European steel, if I'm not mistaken. I might be off on that, but it's the same steel that comes in the Skyline. And I guess a variety of other Kershaw knives, maybe the Blur as well. So yeah, I think that they're both pretty cool knives in their own ways. When I asked Kershaw to replace the Cryo, I was hoping that they would send me this orange one. Instead, I got the stainless steel, and I'm not really a fan of that. I'm actually trying to sell that right now. But the problem is with these sort of cheap knives is nobody really wants them, honestly. Like, everybody wants cooler knives than that. And I've been trying to sell it on Craigslist, and just there's not a lot of knife people out there, and if they are, they're going to the stores to buy their own stuff. So let me just show a couple of competitive options here, so you can see sort of the sizing, or whatever. So I've got the Kershaw Skyline here. I'd say these are both like really good EDC blades. The Skyline, I don't know if I like it better or the same as the Chill. I definitely like the pocket clip a little better on the Skyline for sure. It's a little less strange. But they're both good. I'll show you the CRKT Drifter. It's more or less a similar size. And again, so it corresponds nicely with the stainless steel version because they're both stainless steel frame locks. And the last option I'll throw in is the Delica. I think that is in the ballpark as well. All of these knives are sort of around 3 ounces. Maybe the Delica is a little bit less. I think that's 2.5 or so. But they're all great, like little EDC blades. I sort of tend towards the larger blades these days, but I do appreciate smaller blades when I can get them and when they're functional. All the blades on the table are good, but if I was to make a recommendation, these ones go in their own class. Like that's a budget sort of thing. But over here, I think the Skyline and the Delica, for example, they're really close in terms of just the ergonomics and everything else. They're really good knives. The Zing, I think, deserves to be in that class. Like, nobody really talks about it, honestly. Maybe because it's kind of strange looking, or I'm not sure why. But in terms of weight, it's right there with the Skyline. Their base, I think Skyline's 2.5. This one's 3, so it's just a little bit heavier. It's probably due to the extra liner in there. I think the Skyline only has liners on one side of it. So it's a little heavier than the Delica and the Skyline. So maybe it's not exactly the same class, but it's pretty damn close. So yeah, great knife. That's my review. Thanks for watching.